Hey guys, what's up? It's GGCubing, and welcome to episode 1 of SpeedCubing 101, where we're going to learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube. Alright, for us, step 1 is going to be solving the cross on the bottom, so let's get this corner out of here. But in the cross, we're going to have aligned edges, okay, along with a nice white cross, okay? And that's going to be solved on the bottom of the cube. Let's learn how to do that. The first step of solving the cross is getting the sunflower thing. So to do that, like if an edge is like, so you're gonna get your edges. This one's right here, and we want it to be up here. Anywhere is fine. So we can just bring it up, like that. This one needs to go up. It's in the same place, but if I bring it up, it's gonna knock this one back. So what I can do is bring this out of the way and bring it up. This one, same story. Okay? But if we run into the problem where if it's flipped, what we can do is this. We can use an F move. It's called front or F. F stands for front. Now we have the same case. There's our sundial, or sunflower. Now once we have our sunflower, we look for the edges, okay? This one's already lined up. As you can see, it's orange with orange. But if it's out of the way, it's orange with green. We can't have that. So we're gonna move it over here. Okay? Now that it's over here, we can do an R2 move, so that means the right 2 times, and it brings it down into place. That's because white is opposite from yellow, or yellow is opposite from white, so when you do a 2 move with an R, F, B, or L, that will bring it down. So let's do the green, for example. We can line the green up. It's right there. Now we can do an R2 to bring it down. The red's already here, so if we do an F2, or front 2, we can bring the F twice down. Lastly, we have this one, so we can bring it over here, and we can use an L2, or left 2. Cool, now we have our cross. Let's learn how to finish this layer. This is what the layer looks like, by the way. We have all the edges lined up, or the corners lined up and edges. So let's learn how to do that. I have my corners scrambled, so here's what we're going to do now. Let's put this edge in, or a corner in. So you want the white facing on this layer right here. So this is called the U layer. So we want that white piece in the U layer. We don't want it on the U face, but in the U layer. So it would be F, L, R, or B on that face. So this one right here, it's red, green, and white. We can ignore the green for now. Just look at the red and white. It's white. So see the red over here? I want you to line that with the red side up. So this is red because of the red center. So we bring it over here. Now we look at the white side of that piece. We bring it away from that red side, which is on the left. Now we just bring the red side up and bring it back in. Okay, now they're lined up with the cross, so you can bring it back down. And now that piece is inserted. Let's do another one. By the way, this one is not correct because it's in the wrong position. It should be over here, but it's not because you can see it's not lined up. Let's do this one though. So as you can see, we have lined up the blue with the blue side, which is what we need to do. Now we face the white side. Doesn't matter that it's red on top yet. So now we bring it away. We can bring the blue up and bring it back in towards blue. Now the 2 white pieces are aligned and the blue. So we can bring it back down. Cool. Now these 2 are lined in place. Let's do another one. This one over here, we had to, so you can see it's red, or orange, green, and white. Doesn't matter, that's orange. We line it up with the green. We face the white, bring it away, bring green up, in place, and back down. And as you can see, it knocked the incorrect piece out. And now we can do the same thing with this one. It's blue over here, orange on top. So we bring it away from blue, up, in, and back. Alright, now we have our layer. There's one case I didn't mention because it didn't come up, and that is this case right here. If the white is in the U face. So what we do is we do this algorithm. An algorithm is a set of moves using notation, which I'll show you in a little bit. So we use an R, which is right, U prime. Now prime means counterclockwise. Without the prime, it just means clockwise. So if a U prime would look like this. And then R prime. R prime looks like this because it's the right side but counterclockwise. Alright, now we have the piece which we can insert normally. Cool. Now we have our complete layer. Let's go on the second layer. For our second layer, we're going to be taking pieces for this one, and we're going to be putting them in the right place. So for this one, we put it in, which I'll show you how to do, and we're going to build these blocks around it until we have our entire 2 layers. Then we can work on our last layer. So I'll get that out of the way, and let's work on how to do it. So basically what you do is you find an edge piece in the top layer. It can be in the U face or U layer, but we're gonna generalize the fact that it is in the U layer. Okay. So this piece cannot have white. Well, it obviously won't have white because those edges are down here in the cross, or yellow. Okay, because we're gonna be filling these pieces which do not have yellow. Yellow's up here. So here's an example. This one right here. It does not have white or yellow. It has red and green. So what we're going to do is we're going to line the red up with the red side, or whatever color is in front. So if it was green in front, we'd line it up with the green. But it's red in front, so we line it up with red. Okay? Since it's green on top, the green's over here. So what we're going to do is move it away from the green, like that, with the U move, okay? Now we bring the green up with an R, and we move it back towards the green so it's lined up again. Now we bring the green back down, and it created something that we would call a pair. These 2 pieces are now paired. The corner and the edge are paired. So now what I want you to do is insert that corner just like you would normally. So we it's lined up. Now we move it away, bring it up, bring it back in. Okay? And that is called an insertion, by the way. So that is an insertion. Alright, let's look for another one. The first one I see is this one right here. So we can go ahead and see it's orange on top. We're already lined up with the blue. It's orange is over here, so we'll have to move it away from orange. Or wait, sorry, yeah, away from orange. Then bring orange up. Bring it back in towards the orange. So now the blue is lined up. And bring it back down. Okay? Now these 2 pieces are paired up, and we have to use an insertion move. So U, R, U prime, R prime. Now they are already inserted, and we have 2 left. We have these 2. First one that comes to mind is this one right here. So we see we got to line up with the red, blue on top. You can probably already guess what we have to do. So we have to move it away from the blue, bring the blue up, back in towards the blue, and bring it back down. So now we have them paired up, and we have to use another insertion move to bring it in. Cool. Now we have our last one, which we can do. We can bring it away from the orange, because orange is over here. Bring the orange up, bring it back in, and bring orange down. Now we just insert like normal. Cool, now we have 2 layers, and we're going to work on our last and final layer. The case I didn't show you because it didn't pop up was this case right here. If an edge is flipped, or there's no edges that you can use in the U layer because they all have yellow, here's what you have to do. You have to take an edge out and put it in again, but in its proper orientation or correct spot. So what we're going to do is treat a random edge, like this one for example, that it needs to belong here, okay? So pretend that this one goes here, so we would move it away, bring it up, back in, and back down, okay? And insert it. Now you can see it bumped this edge out, so we can put it back in, like normal, okay? And then we insert. And now we'll have our first 2 layers done. That's called F2L, by the way. Cool. Congratulations, you've made it this far. It's time for our last layer. Last layer comes in a couple steps. First, or basically 2 or 3. First we get a cross, and then we orient all the corners, meaning that we're just going to get our whole entire yellow side, and then we're going to fix up all the pieces so the cube is solved. That might not make sense now, but it will in just a couple moments. Oops, sorry about my phone. Now we need to get our cross before we can go any further. So to get the cross, we're going to learn our first real algorithm. Okay, so first if you have a dot, there's going to be a couple cases. There's 4 cases, okay? So if you have the dot case, hold on if you have another one, but here's what you do. You do F, which is the setup move. Now we do our trigger R, U, R prime, U prime. So R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. So we undo that trigger, or setup move. Now we're going to get a little R. You can ignore the corners. So once we have our R, we hold it like it's an R, and we do it like this. F, same algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now we have a bar. Okay, so this bar, ignore the corner still, it's not a T, it's a bar. You hold it horizontally, same algorithm, guys. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And now we have our cross. Now that we have our cross, we get to orient our corners. So to do that, we're going to learn another algorithm. So this alg right here, it's called a SUNE, S-U-N-E. And what the algorithm is R, U, R prime U, R, U2, R prime. Okay? So now what we're going to do is, we don't have a SUNE right here. Okay? So what we have to do to make a SUNE is like this. So if you have two corners, you want a yellow sticker here, and then do the algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And we still don't have a SUNE though. That'll bring us here, and here what we have to do is we put it here, and we have to do a SUNE again. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U2, R prime. If you do it like this, you do it. Okay, now what we do, this is what the SUNE looks like. It's a fish shape, but the dot is right here, okay? Now we do our SUNE. So basically you can keep doing the SUNE essentially until you get here, and it'll only do it like 3 times at most usually. Okay, so here's what we do. SUNE. Cool, and check it out, guys. Yellow side done. Now we just need to fix up the pieces, and that is called, we just oriented the last layer. Alright guys, 1 or 2 more steps pretty much, maybe even 1 if you get lucky, and here they are. You find a pair of headlights. Headlights are the same color on, so these are headlights right here, and we bring them to, we put them in the back, okay? So now they're in the back, and we do this algorithm. So this move is called an X, it's a rotation. So we have the white in front of us now. That's called X. It's like doing that. It's like doing an R, but rotating. Here's the algorithm. It's very, very easy, guys. R prime, U, R prime. Down 2, or D2. R, U prime, R prime. D2, and R2. Okay, now we have all headlights. Okay, and now we're going to do another alg. Okay guys, by the way, if you didn't have headlights, just do it. Do that algorithm I showed you, and then do it again. Because you're going to get headlights after you do it the first time, then put them in the back, and then do the algorithm again. So now, you might have a couple cases, but we're going to convert it into a thing called a U permutation. And a U permutation will cycle 3 corners, or 3 edges, like this, in a U fashion. Okay, so here's the algorithm. We won't do it here because we need to convert to that alg. So here's what the algorithm looks like. R, U prime, R, U, then R, U again, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, and then an R2. Okay, now we're going to get a bar here, and then 3 edges that need to be cycled. Put the bar in the back, and then we do the algorithm. R, U prime, R, U again, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R2, and congratulations, you just solved a Rubik's Cube. And I hope you enjoyed the video. So this is GGCubing, signing off. I'll see you guys in the next video.